Well, joining us in the now is Solomon Kamajan, host and founder of Your World Radio, news radio show, I should say, in Media Collective. Thanks for being with us. I want to start with Ferguson and the FBI warning today that there might be violence after the fate of that officer that killed Mike Brown is announced. How likely is it that people on the streets will be satisfied with this decision of the grand jury?
Well, I think it's very unlikely if the decision of the grand jury decides not to press charges, not to indict Officer Darren Wilson. I think understandably the people are not going to be pleased. There's no reason for them to be pleased because this man killed an unarmed 18-year-old boy, Michael Brown, shot him in the middle of the street. They left him there to roast in the summer sun like he was some kind of roadkill for 4 hours. And people want to see the same kind of justice that would have been if the roles were reversed. If it was a black person, if it was a black man that had killed a police officer or a civilian, there would be an immediate indictment. Charges would have been pressed immediately. So people want to see justice. They want to see him face a jury. They want to see him, have the same opportunity to be penalized, to be sentenced to long prison time for the crime of murdering somebody in innocent cold blood as he did Michael Brown.
I think that's very optimistic, and it's horrific that I'm going to say this, but have we ever seen accountability for killings of innocents, especially when those innocents are black?
Very rarely. All we have to do is think back to the murder of Oscar Grant. It was Officer Johan Meserles of the Oakland Police Department that shot and killed Oscar Grant a few years ago, shot and killed him on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. And this was caught on camera by several people that were on that BART train, that BART Metro train. And this was caught on camera. People can go to YouTube and put in Oscar Grant a killing, and they'll find that. He was killed on camera. And Johan Meserles received less than a year jail time. If you look at Michael Vick, he got 2 years for hosting dogfights at his house, And so when black people say the lives of black men are literally counted less than dogs in the United States of America, this is where it comes from, because the proof is in the pudding. And so, it is optimistic to say that the grand jury may, indict Darren Wilson. It is optimistic, and we're hoping that he is indicted. But based on the legacy within this country, United States of America, in terms of police murdering black people, unfortunately, if they decide not to indict him, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone.
There have been reports that Ferguson Gun Shop has sold over 100 guns ahead of this grand jury decision. But I want to get to my general question I've been wanting to ask you. I knew you were going to come on today because there was so much hope, and our reporter Gaine talked about this in the report we heard when Obama came into office, that systematic racism would come to an end in America, or at least have a chance of it. What's your take on that?
My take is on it. The people that said that, quite frankly, are a little bit delusional, because Obama, when he was campaigning to try to curry favor with as many moderate and liberal whites as possible. And so if we look back at the murder of Sean Bell in New York City, this was a black man that was killed, that was shot 41 times, I believe it was, 12 hours before he was supposed to be married. He was completely unarmed. They shot and fired into the automobile where he and his friends were. There was no gun, nothing like that, no contraband whatsoever. And Obama, when the verdict was levied by Judge, I believe it was Arthur Cooperman, when he levied his verdict not to acquit the officers who shot into Sean Bell, into the automobile, killing Sean Bell and injuring his friends. It was Barack Obama candidate Barack Obama in 2008, that told reporters, that said, the United States of America is a land of just laws. We need to respect the law of the judge. And when people go out, and what kind of hubris, what kind of arrogance, what kind of audacity, would it take for someone to say that? Because when black people get out and they are peacefully assembling and they are protesting, that is not a riot. That is not violence. So who are you to tell black people that they should not protest this unjust this unjust verdict coming from Arthur Cooperman. So folks that believe that the ushering in of Barack Obama was going to change the landscape, all we have to do is look at his policies. We can't just look at skin color. We have to look at his policies as a senator and his meteoric rise as a politician. His politics were very much middle of the road. We know he's a warmonger. He has supported wars, and so it's not a surprise that this man is somebody who quite frankly supported and said that we're simply supposed to just respect the verdict. We're not supposed to protest or speak out against it, complain about it, that an innocent man was killed by 4 New York City police officers. So I think that people that thought otherwise were a bit delusional, and that's the best I can say about that.
All right, Solomon Khamazan, host and founder of Your World News Radio Show and Media Collective, with us in the Now Tonight Live from Washington. Thanks so much.
Thank you.